we're gonna get started. Welcome, thank you, those of you who are here. I hear the weather has started to turn, so we're grateful that we'll have so many people in the room. We have quite a few on the phone, and at the point where there's conversation, we'll remind you to speak up so everybody can be included. It's important today that we have established who's here and that we have a quorum for this meeting, so I'm actually going to run through the names, and if you can each say either you're on the phone or in the room and tell us if you're here, that's great. Paul Beeble. Paul Beeble on the phone. Greg McGuire.
Yes.
Nate Beach.
Here.
Brian Kearns.
Here.
Jen Kimmick.
Here.
Janet Bombardier.
On the phone.
Thank you, Janet. Dick Marin. Scott Johnstone.
Here.
Carol Paquette. Chris Loso.
On the phone.
Thank you. Steve Marsh.
Here.
Thank you. Kent Eldridge. Amanda Baraldi.
Here.
Jerry Tarrant. Kathy Lamberton. Jostein Solheim.
On the phone.
Thank you. Tom Torty.
On the phone.
Thank you, Tom. Tom's not well today, so I hope you feel better, Tom. We have Connie Warren here for Don George. So we're going to put you here. Frank Coffey.
Here.
Judy Geiger.
Here.
Kirsten Bourgeois. Ellen Kaler.
Eric Gamble here for Ellen.
Is an alternate, is designee for Ellen. Thank you. Marty Thierat. Suzanne McDowell. Sean Woodruff. Mike Lane.
Yep.
Lori Gunn. Grant Spates.
Yep.
Jeff Glaspie.
Yep.
Governor Shumlin is not here. Representative Kathy Keenan.
Here.
Senator Kevin Mullen is not able to join today. Tom Sullivan. Jeb Spalding.
Here.
By his designee Tricia Coates. Melissa Hirsch.
Here.
On the phone, thank you. Heather Boucher.
Here.
Lynn Vera.
On the phone.
Thank you. Jeff Wimet. Dennis LaBounty.
Here.
Eileen Iluzzi.
Here.
Dean Stearns.
Here.
Tom Longstreth.
Here.
Andy Polito.
On the phone.
Thank you. Pat Elmer. I don't think she was able to make it. Jerry Ghazi.
Here.
Scott Giles. Diane Delmas. Joan Goldstein.
Here on the phone.
Thank you. Lisa Menard. Annie Noonan.
Here.
Hal Cohen. Are you there, Hal? Dave Wheel.
Here.
Chris Loris.
Here.
Rose Lucenti.
On the phone.
Pixie Loomis.
Here.
Chief Lampman. Representative Toleno.
Here.
Lucy Larish.
Yes, by phone.
Thank you, Lucy. Senator Balint. Joyce Judy. I always got you last. I'm not sure how. In person. Has anyone joined us since I've been calling names? I heard a noise.
Yeah, hi, Michele, it's Diane Delma.
Thank you, Diane. Anyone else? No, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, Linda Tarver is here for questions.
Well, right, we have both the secretary and the deputy secretary here, and we've put Heather's name on, but it is as the designee, but you are both here. I'm sorry, and Linda Tarver's on the phone. Hello, Linda.
Hi, how are you today?
Linda is the U.S. Department of Labor contact out of Boston. And she did not want to be here with this weather because she's from California. Not today.
Michele, this is Kirsten Bourgeois, I just joined.
Hi, Kirsten. Thank you. Anyone else? I think we're set.
Good.
Good.
All
And
right.
I'm going to turn it over to Chair Frank Cioffi. And those of you on the phone, just speak up if you can't hear us.
Okay, well, thanks. I don't know if that works or not. Doesn't sound it, but it's more important for the folks on the phone. We have a number, first of all, thank you all for making the time to serve on this board and for traveling in today. The weather's a little chippy here and there, depending on where you live and where you're coming from. We have some important business to do regarding the selection of the one-stop operator. And for that portion, we're going to end up going into executive session. And there's a number of folks that are part of the administration who are going to have to recuse themselves for that portion of it. And so they will be out of the room for the discussion of that, just to avoid any conflicts of interest. The agency secretaries, deputy secretaries, commissioners had decided that it would be the most prudent thing for them not to participate in the discussion, and we agreed with them, thinking that was the proper thing to do. Annie, I'm sorry.
And just so we set up a space in the restaurant, the tables, if you want to grab a cup of coffee during that time, you go into the restaurant up in that back corner. You can, they held that for us. If you have people who want to grab something.
Great. And the meeting, this is a public meeting, and we have a number of people on the phone, and for us lay people, all the state folks know this really well, but when you have votes, you have to do a roll call vote unless it's a unanimous vote. So we're not sure if we're going to get a unanimous vote on this. We'll, when we come out of executive session, you can't vote in executive session. You can discuss, and the reason we're going in is because it's dealing with a contract, and there may be some sensitive issues that we end up discussing in the executive session. Then when we come out, we'll actually vote on choosing the vendor for the one-stop operator, and we'll do that in open session. So after that occurs, Michele or someone, Nancy or someone will go and get all our good folks from state government who just recused themselves from this. And I just wanted to thank them for doing that, and just to tell everybody else what we're doing in this process. So the second part of today is to, we reached out to try to get a list of priorities that you folks had to kind of set a direction for us to advise the new administration coming in for a number of priorities that we would recommend for focusing resources, money, resources, and time for workforce education, development, and training. And what we're going to try to do, Seth Bowden is going to facilitate that portion of the meeting. We're not going to drill down and get real specific in that. We're going to try to just pick, if we can, 5 major goals, major strategic goals. And then at our next meeting, we're going to try to drill down. And there are a lot of practitioners here that are either in associations or in state government or in the colleges or universities that probably will provide a lot of really deep details when we start getting into the detail portion. But what we wanted to do was kind of just, it was Ellen Kaler that had the idea for this, just saying, in Vermont, we tend to do the peanut butter approach to everything. You take peanut butter and you just kind of slide it across the bread, and we end up funding a little bit here, a little bit there, or putting resources here, there, instead of getting some major focus in some areas. So there's always an opportunity. Those of us that have been around either government or this board or other boards and commissions know there's always an opportunity with a new administration and a new legislature, especially the changing of both constitutional bodies. So we've got all new leadership coming in the new legislature, which is exciting, and we have new leadership coming in a new administration as well. So it's kind of a new period where some of the ideas that we're kicking around may not be new to some of us, but they might be new to those serving in government moving forward. So that's what we hope to do the second portion of the meeting. So and Seth will lead us in that, and hopefully we'll get to 5 items. If it's less than 5, fine. If it's a few more than 5, we're kind of going to try to get some consensus from this. So, thank you. The first thing that we do need to do is approve the minutes from the September 27th, 2016 meeting that were emailed, and they're also part of the packets today. I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes. We have one edit already, but I would entertain a motion. And is there a second? Seconded by Grant. And then the addition was?
The addition is that Jen Kimmick was in attendance, and somehow I didn't get her name on there.
Okay. Any other edits, or so will the people that made the motion a second accept that friendly amendment? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any opposed on the phone?
Anyone abstaining? Okay. Okay, good. Great.
Great.
So now, I'd entertain a motion to enter executive session. Go ahead.
I make a motion to executive session for contractual issues.
Second, and that's not debatable. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those, any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. And then we are going to, we already have a list of everyone that is recusing themselves from this, and that will be included in the minutes of the meeting, so we'll do that. Jen, do you want to come up and join me?
So
and
I do want to actually also include that the members of the public also need to go have a beer at the bar. Just so you don't feel bad.
Any set up an area out there for everyone that's leaving? I think she just mentioned. So please have a nice cup of coffee or whatever.